Dr. Reed. Take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
Okay.
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Fantastic. Pembroke Hospital sau Spitalul Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Ah. Sora Crane.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Super. Mi-am făcut noi prieteni. Pare interesant, Dr. Swansea ăsta. Noua misiune, capitolul 1. Du-mă la spital. Ok. Spuneți că pe aici nu pot să...
It's okay, Jonathan. I'll see you later.
Ok, pe aici pot să urc, atunci merg în direcția asta.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! It's my turn!
Uh-oh. Ce se întâmplă aici?
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the secret of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
De ce l-a omorât pe ăla?
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite!
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
No.
I've a mind to let you bleed out. Good luck then, sir.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Așa, indică cât de mult XP eu, cât mai mult are calitatea sângelui mai mare, cu atât luăm mai mult XP. Ok. Trebuie să-l mesmerizezi. Nivelul tău trebuie să fie mai mare decât al persoanei. Apasă Q.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. dance with him the dance of life and death.
Omoară-l sau dă-i drumul. Singura fază e că aș vrea mai mult sânge de la el. Da, îi dau drumul momentan ca să aflu mai multe despre el.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Ok.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Aș prefera să iau mai mult XP din când îl consum pe cineva. Interesant. Necunoscut. Crane. Hello.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you.
Mulțumesc.
Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Mulțumesc. Am câteva
I
întrebări.
would like to ask a few
totuși.
questions first.
Cum se simte domnul Hampton?
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Unde e camera mea din nou?
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Stânga, ok. Cine e Dr. Swansea?
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
De-abia l-am cunoscut.
Apologies, I've only just met him
Nu
the
știu
once.
foarte multe despre el.
This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Ok. Da, într-adevăr, el mă cunoaște mai mult pe mine decât eu pe el.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Ok. Mulțumesc,
Thank
noapte
you,
bună.
Nurse Crane.
Vorba bine, noapte bună. O seară bună, da. N-ai de gând să te culci acum. Ok. Clay Cox e acolo. Oho, ce de persoane avem de cunoscut. Ce scrie aici? Spitalul e plin. Mergeți acasă. Bună seara.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure
Okay.
I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Ok, o să țin minte. Despre viața ta în Londra. Cum e situația
How
pe
is the
aici?
situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Care e ocupația ta?
So what do you
Da,
do
știu.
exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Cum e situația sanitară?
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting
Aoleu.
dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Da, pare o zonă foarte periculoasă. Sună de parcă ai avut ceva probleme, într-adevăr.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Ok, deci un pacient e în grădină, care în grădina spitalului, bănuiesc. Și deci tu aduci
Are
arme
you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why
în
not?
spital.
I've already been attacked by patients, you know, and by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Ok. Presupun că ai dreptate, deși nu sunt absolut sigur. Nu știm nimic despre tine, bun. Ia arată-mi tu ce ai
I'd
de
like to
vânzare.
see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Mult prea scumpă însă. Astea ar fi bune. Și nu mai am bani deloc. Pot să-ți vând ceva? Nu am nimic de vânzare. Ok. Mulțumesc de discuție. Altcineva. Aha, sora asta. Bună seara! De ce se încarcă?
Good evening, nurse.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Interesant. Care e situația pe aici?
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Un inamic
An
invizibil.
invisible enemy.
Da,
Quite a
poetic.
poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
S-ar putea să... Se poate să dea greș acest spital?
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Da. Spune mai
I'm
mult
not
despre
familiar
staff.
with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could
Despre
help me.
cei
Brilliant
care lucrează aici.
professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Cineva care...
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a
Da.
problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Dr. Tippets e extenuat și refuză să se oprească din... Vorbește.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No, I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Ok. Întrebări personale, nu știu nimic despre tine. Altă dată, mai
Goodbye,
târziu.
nurse.
La
Call me
revedere.
if you need assistance.
Mi-a făcut plăcere să te cunosc. Altcineva. Ok. Ce? De ce sunt aia roz așa? Și ce cu chestia aia roșie? Ce n-ai asta? Ah, pot să observ. Cine sunt ăștia?
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Deci, tipul ăsta încearcă... Mortimer Goswick. A încercat să se sinucidă. Interesant. Oh.
I thought last I was ever there.
Dr. Tippets. Bună seara.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippets, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Care e situația
What
pe
is the
aici?
Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Oamenii sunt mai importanți. E la fel peste tot. Nu am avut șansa, dar oamenii sunt mai importanți.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people.
Păi,
It just
tocmai ce
lacks
asta am zis. Spune-mi mai mult despre oamenii care
What can you
lucrează
tell
aici.
me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Ok. Care sunt?
Tell me more
Astea
about
pozitive.
cherished people then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really
Yeah.
seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Super. Pe vremea aia, femeile nu aveau voie să fie doctori. Ce spui de managementul
Any
aici la
opinion
spital?
about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Da, deci stă mai mult în birou, să înțeleg. Ești obosit.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Da, Nurse Brannigan e îngrijorată de tine.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Bun. Deci asta e tot. La revedere. Mai vorbim. Bun. Am vorbit cu tine, Nu știu cine e acolo. Mai avem...
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
And what of my own life?
Bună seara.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust
mortal.
blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Ah. Ești vampir?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Descrie-mi cum te simți.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Ok, ai auzit vreodată de sindromul Cotard?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Ești un pacient aici?
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Care sunt dinamici
Who
ăștia
are
aici?
these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
O să avem
The
grijă de
staff
tine,
here
stai
are
aici.
not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Ok. O nouă investigație. Cine ești
Who
tu
are
cu
you
adevărat?
really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave
Noapte
you,
bună.
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Da, ok. Sora?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
Sarah.
I don't think we've been introduced yet. My
No,
name is
Colonel.
Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan
Good
Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Care e situația pe
How would you
aici?
describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Ok. Nu o să dureze la
Nurse
nesfârșit.
Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Ar trebui să te ihnești, cred eu. De cât timp ești o soră
How long
medicală?
have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Ai fi surprinsă.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Da, asta e adevărat.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Stai liniștită. Cum reușește stafful să
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the
fie
epidemic?
ok?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
De ce e Milton grumpy?
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Ok. De ce
Why does
doar
Milton dislike
practitionerii?
doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Ok. Ceva întrebări personale? Nimic.
Goodbye, Nurse
Seara.
Hawkins.
Mi-a părut bine. Ia de tu cine ești?
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed.
Da,
I've
ce-ai
recently
pățit cu
taken
la
the
față?
position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
De când stai cu noi?
How is your
Cum
stay
e?
with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you get my drift.
Da, am auzit de tipul ăsta de durere. Pot să fac ceva?
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Cine te tratează?
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Ok. Ai
Where were you
servit în armată
stationed, sir?
mult?
Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Despre doamna Hawcroft.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Interesant. Deci o lași să te muște.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Ok, dacă ție îți place, știi că are probleme cu mintea.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. Frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Ok. Păi cam atât, mi-a părut bine.
Goodbye
mai vorbim.
Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Sean, ce faci?
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you
Hampton,
feel?
da.
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor.
Da.
That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Ok. Ce făceai? Da, chiar cu William Bishop acolo.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
De ce te-a...
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Da. Nu e același lucru, îmi zic eu. Da, într-adevăr, ori ești un erou, ori ești cam prost.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Ok. Cum e situația în docurile
What is
de...
the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Cine conduce
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who
Clay
runs the
Cox?
show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Cine? Mai
Who
zi o dată,
leads
te
the
rog.
gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Edwina și Booth Digby, ok. Te-a amenințat vreo gangă
Has the
de-asta?
gang been threatening you?
No. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Bandă de hoți. Gang, auzi. Există așa ceva. În orice caz. Da, ia zi-mi despre Tom
Do you
Watts.
know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Disperarea, de ce?
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Ok. Întrebări personale? Da, ce faci?
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Ești un preot?
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Ok, deci nu ești preot. Dar ești ca un preot. De ce nu ți-ai folosit... de ce nu ți-ai folosit crucea împotriva lui William?
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Cum te simți?
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
Ok. Ți-ai făcut ceva prieten când
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Ok.
Goodbye, Mr.
La revedere, mi-a plăcut.
We'll talk again later.
Mi-a făcut bine, da, mai vorbim. Mai avem câteva persoane cu care putem vorbi pe partea aia, dar aș vrea să mă duc să-mi găsesc ce asta. Așa, alătură-te sorelor. Aș vrea să mă duc să-mi găsesc biroul și camera mea. A zis că în stânga și aici în spate, nu? Văd ceva? Și încă o armă. Ce e asta? T. Elwood's Medical File. Dosarul medical al lui T. Elwood's. Așa. A suferit răni de la bombardament. Thomas se simte responsabil pentru deflagrație. Interesant. Ok. Aici? Da, Dr. Reed. Uite aici.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Amuzant. Ok. Cool. Aici ce avem? O sabie și un pistol. Ce se întâmplă? Ok. M-am schimbat. Interesant. Trebuie să analizez sângele acolo. O să citim astea după aceea.
The flower is dying. It needs water.
Ok, hai să analizăm sângele. Ce mi-a dat asta? Aha. Un ser, aha, de healing. Interesant.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Ok. Păi mâine seara atunci.